to answer the classwork and homework, you need to listen to both videos, video number 1 and video number 2, and then after listening to both, you can now do the classwork and the homework. Question 3 says, consider the function g of x is equal to 5. Determine g dash of x from first principles. Well, again, we are looking at a function g dash of g of x equal to 5. So we need g of x plus h. Now in this g of x, there is no x on the right hand side, so it does not affect. We still remain with 5 as our g of x plus h. So substituting into the formula that we have said, you should always remember, it will be limit of h goes to 0 of 5 minus 5 over h. Remember, 0 over h is 0, it's defined. So our solution is, as h goes to 0, we have 0. Part B, determine g dash of minus 7. Now this, if you look at g of x, it is actually y is equal to 5, which is a horizontal line. So when x changes, y remains the same. So it means our g dash of minus 7 is equal to 0. C says, what is represented by g dash of minus 7? It is the gradient of a tangent to g at the point x is equal to minus 7. Then finally, state the equation of the tangent to g at x equal to minus 7, which is y is equal to 5, which is a horizontal line parallel to the x-axis. The last example, question 4, is saying, consider the function f of x equal to 2 over x. Then part A says, determine f dash of x from first principles, or it could have said from the definition of derivatives. So part A, we write down our f of x, which is given to us, and next step we get our f of x plus h. Wherever there is x here, we substitute x plus h. Then the formula says f dash of x is equal to limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h, obviously as h goes to 0. We are going to simplify the numerator first, because the numerator is made up of fractions. So doing it here will be very complicated. What we need to do is to simplify the numerator. If x is in the denominator, we always need to simplify the numerator first. So the numerator has got a common denominator of x into x plus h. You do this into that, you remain with your x times 2, you get your 2x. Then your x into that, you remain with x plus h, it multiplies the 2, so we have that. So when you simplify and remove brackets there, it will be 2x minus 2x minus 2h, which reduces to minus 2h over x bracket x plus h. This is what we are going to substitute into our numerator. So the numerator is saying is limit of h goes to 0 of minus 2h, which is that, over x into x plus h. And remember, we were dividing by h, so it multiplies the denominator. That reduces to, as h goes to 0, we are saying when this becomes 0, it means we have minus 2, which is there, and then x times x, we have our x squared. That one is very, very important for you to remember, boys and girls. Part B is saying, determine f dash of 4. So f dash of 4 is equal to minus 2 over 4 squared, which gives us minus 1 over 8. And then it says in part C, what does f dash of x represent? It represents the gradient of a tangent to f at x equal to 4. We have answered this question over and over again. Part D, it says determine the equation of the tangent to f at x equal to 4. So all you are doing is to substitute what you know in this formula. It will be y minus y1 equal to m bracket x minus x1. We substitute. If you substitute your x equal to 4 in that equation, you have a half for y. So it will be y minus half equal to minus 8 over 4 x minus 4. When reduced, it will become y is equal to minus 1 over 8x plus a 1. This is the equation of the line passing through x equal to 4, which is a tangent actually. Part E, it says determine the average gradient between x is minus 1 and x is 4. What do I need? I need x is minus 1, which gives us minus 2, and x is 4. We calculated it, or we spoke about it earlier on. So average gradient will be half, which is that, minus minus 2, all over 4 minus a 1. 4 minus minus 1, which becomes 5 over 2 divided by 5, which gives us the average gradient as half. Finally, determine the equation of the line passing, which passes through x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to 4. Again, using the values that we have for our f of 4, we have half. So we are going to use 4 and half. Or rather, if you want, you can use your minus 1 and minus 2, which I used in this solution. Y minus minus 2, which becomes y plus 2 is equal to half, which is what we calculated, minus minus 1, which becomes x plus 1. When reduced, it becomes that. There is one more important thing that I want to highlight here. These equations, the question might be very specific and say, write the equation in the form ax plus by is equal to c. So all you are doing here is to transfer. Okay, before you transfer, multiply each and every term by, say, 8. You are removing the denominator, as you can see here. It will be 8y is equal to minus x plus 8. And then you take this, that side, it will now be, remember they said in the form ax. So who starts is the x plus 8y is equal to 8. I think this is very, very important if the question becomes specific and say, write the equation in this form. Thank you very much. The work that we are going to do is as follows. Here are it's exercise 4 for both the classwork and the homework. It will be classwork, exercise 4, numbers 1, 4, and 6. Then your homework will be exercise 4, rather it's exercise 5. It's not exercise 4, the homework is exercise 5. We are doing numbers 2, 8, 11, and 13. Thank you very much.